So, let's...
Hello.
Link's working. Put that up there we go. Okay, so welcome back to the Crown of the Oathbreaker. And as I said, nice to have you with us, Adai. It's been a while, but it's definitely nice to have you back. And sorry, as I absentmindedly fix one thing in the background here, we will get into it momentarily. Okay. Before we do anything, we're going to rewind time a little bit and take you guys back to the hag tree. Now, if you have a look at my camera, if I turn off my handsome face, that's what the hag camera. If I turn off my handsome face, that's what the hag tree looks like. That's how you found it. In fact, I'll take you back to Anglerion, which you haven't been to for a while, through this map. And due to various things, it was complicated to find the hag tree, but you finally discovered it down here, the tree with 1,000 eyes. And I guess Ada, you saw Vander, Avgi, and Kracion, and Kiara crawl through there. It seems a way to get to the Bleakmire. So there appears to be no other way to get through. So I guess my question is to you, Adai, do you wish to traverse through the hag tree? It'll be a very short campaign if you didn't.
Let me think about that. Yes. I think when I cross, I think about my grandfather and whether he ever managed to go through it and trying to get some strength from that thought.
Mm-hmm. And I guess there's memories of your father defending this, or your grandfather, can't remember which one of them, defending against Maus Drezeret, the Doppeldrake who attacked.
Grandfather,
yeah. And actually, did you talk about the dream sequence, Chris, to Adai?
Yes.
All right.
That one was creation, I think.
Oh, as long as Adai knows that
Yeah,
what happened in the dream. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so you crossed through thoughts of your ancestors in the fight against the great Doppeldrake. And as you no doubt know, the Doppeldrake got away, but not before doing serious damage to the city. Now, as you crawl through, I'm going to take you to Voice Channel 2. Let's come over to Voice Channel 2, Adai. The dreaded Voice Channel 2. All right.
No.
So as you crawl through, you have to go on your hands and knees. There's an opening right in the trunk of the tree. And as you go down there, kind of blackness, you don't see a way forward. And then you hear voices echoing around you. It's like voices all saying the same thing at once, but you can tell it's many voices all talking at the same time. Now I can't do that myself, but imagine that's the effect that happened. Mm-hmm. And you hear this voice. It's you're not sure if it's in your head or just echoing around the trees, but it says in this echo upon itself voice, "So you wish to traverse to the Bleakmire, do you? That is where you wish to go?"
Yes, I do.
Nothing in this world is free. There's a cost for everything, and we demand payment. We do not care for gold. We do not care for trinkets. We want something of yourself. Something that will bring suffering to you. So, what do you have to offer us?
So Ade was thinking about that before, because when we learned about the tree, we learned that we will have to pay a price. It was not clear what, but he has been thinking about.
Sure.
And I go back to my thoughts, and I say, this land, from where I'm coming from, has borne everything that I had, with the except of some thoughts of love, a time in which I could enjoy a warm heart and wish for that time to stay long. A picture, the woman I fell in love long time ago that I could not find again. Someone who was below my caste, and it was forbidden from my father to do. But I've been holding on that thought for a long time. That's probably the last thought of love that I had from this land. This is probably and I see myself as hanging to that thought after seeing babies dying and everything. And that's a precious, not a precious thought, a precious part of my soul that I can give away. I'm ready to release love to cross this path.
So the one bright light that Adai's been holding on to, the love, the good, the pureness, you're putting that behind you. And
what is preventing him to be a cynic until now, and I think I'm willing to leave that behind.
Okay, so you're almost like embracing the darkness in order to defeat the darkness.
Yes.
And that's yes, the love lost, love forgotten. That will be most delicious. We accept your gift. And they allow you to transverse. But in transversing, I'll give you a choice. You need to lose 4 points from your ability checks. We can either decrease your strength to 14 or your intelligence to 14, or one of those two things to 12. Because you're kind of, fighter wizard. So what would you do or like to do? Lose 4 points of strength, 4 points of intelligence, or 2 points of both?
I'm thinking. Yeah, you screw me there. I think I will continue being smart, because I'm gonna be an asshole, so I'd rather be a smart asshole. My strength, I think I give away.
So your strength goes
to 12, no?
12, yep.
Okay, yeah. I don't know, how does it look like? I mean, have you thought about that, or?
Well, you could describe how you look. I'm just going to take it as you're the last to emerge from the tree. So once we bounce back to voice channel, you can describe how you look. And I guess Adai's attitude's going to change a little bit as well.
Yes, I thought so.
Okay.
Sorry, I just, how do I change? I need to edit, no? Okay, I will edit my character sheet. Okay.
Sure, yeah. Okay. Let's bounce back.
Yeah, I'll go to the other channel.
Yeah. All right. So, Adai is the last to emerge from the hag tree and get his first look at the Bleakmire, this twisted realm that was twisted by the matrons of malice that has since been taken ownership by House Atul, a drow-based organization. So as you emerge from the tree, Adai, what do your trustworthy companions see?
They see my chest burning and like lava starts protruding from my chest and to my shoulders and arms and legs, burning my muscles away. And when the fire stops, I'm kind of a shadow of what I used to be, barely holding the armor that I have on me.
Are you okay? I think Avgi would have gone over and tried to, since this is back in time, used healing hands, probably to stem the wounds, sort of.
Well, it helps, but it doesn't fix.
I'm fine. I don't need help.
You gave up something too, I guess.
Nothing of value. It's time to go.
Okay.
All right. So we'll fast forward then with the raid of the Meridian thing. Incration's dance at the Amphitheatre of Horror, the alliance of sorts with the Snaffle Whoops, trip to the orchids where you met a lady who had nice apples, and you haven't gone to the tangible darkness yet. That's think of it as the Underdark of the Bleakmar. There's tunnels underground that could take you anywhere, but it's also known to be inhabited by a ginormous black worm, and it's so big that wouldn't think twice about eating you. Would be like popping an M&M or something. Visions of the Sun, where you saw something nice which quickly turned to something not nice. Tends to be the theme of this campaign. Nice things are hard to come by. And you finally approach King Dasmag's court. And this is... who remembers what you saw there?
The Doppeldrake Mel's Dresserets having a little nappy time in a little stone orchard, or a circle of sorts with flowers around, I think.
Well, I'll tell you what. I won't say you approach, but this is what you see. You can be as far away as you like, but you see the Doppeldrake kind of relaxing in the center. Napping's not quite the right word. He's not asleep, but he is definitely relaxing.
Relaxing. Lounging.
I was about to say that word.
Lounging, that's a good word.
I think I'm not there.
But yeah, we had a little fight with the gibbering mouthers, but I think we completed our short rest afterwards.
There you go, Adai.
Oh yeah.
Well, and after the short rest is completed, I'm assuming that the dragon is still loitering.
Oh, this happens much. You short rest after your encounter with the gibbering mouthers, and you've progressed. So, and this is the next thing you see after your short rest.
Malcolm, did I see beyond the dream? Did I see the dragon before? Like, did we encounter? Because my character is feeling like to destroy this thing, but I don't know if it was some information before that I'm missing, and maybe inclusion didn't tell me.
Let's see.
Prince was
in the
riding
dream.
him before.
Let's see. aid spell. Okay. But you're wondering about the dream where we fought it earlier.
This I remember, but is this the first time we encounter the dragon since you are in this realm?
Yes. And without its rider, as far as we can see, we haven't seen Prince Krasnar.
Yeah, so apart from the dream, this is the first time you've saw it. So I guess this is the first time you've seen it in real life. It's a dream. It's a dream.
I'm gonna cast when I see the dragon. The first thing I'm gonna do is cast protection against evil on myself.
Okay. So we have protection against evil. I think that's concentration, I believe. So, yep, sure. And
Yes,
you're
it
protected
is.
from
Yes.
evil.
I look at the others. That's the dragon. That's the killer of kings.
Yeah.
The one that
You talked about this one before. One of your grandfather fought against so long ago.
tried to defeat it, but it was ambush. Don't know all the details. I only have a dream from the past. But that creature is the bane of my family.
I assume you want to get some revenge and get it.
I was hoping for this time for a long time, for this option, for this possibility for a long time. There was something else in my mind. Now it's only revenge.
I can understand the feeling. Well,
warning, if I remember correctly, we did not come out on the wrong. Well, we didn't come out on the victorious side last time we faced it, even though it was a dream. If anything, if this creature is like the dream version, we are in for quite a fight.
I assume. How do you fight dragons? Are there anything we should be cautious of? I suppose it breathes fire or something. So.
Don't know what this creature. Do I know what it breathes? This particular dragon, Malcolm?
One of the things you know from your family history is the dragon, Doppeldrake, could take the form of any dragon. So it might be breathing acid or fire or ice. You don't know. It's been known to breathe all sorts. Only one though, like if it starts breathing fire, continues to breathe fire, and then after a while, like a day or something, it might change to something else. So in other words, you don't know the type of breath weapon it could use. Could be fire, could be ice, could be poison, could be acid, any of those things.
Okay. We can be hit by any type of breath, but if we spread, it's unlikely that it will hit as many of us.
So spread out. Yeah.
But you want me to sneak closer once you all are in position and give it a little what first?
I assume we can sneak closer. I assume that thing is quite perceptive.
Probably it is. So let's
I'm
approach from different sides at the same time.
I'm taking it as you guys are a bit back further than this. It's just random places put on the map.
Oh yeah.
But
Definitely.
if you wish to sneak up, feel free to make a stealth check for me.
We can try if you want, but I think he will find us. He will detect us.
Perhaps, in creation, you're pretty good at sneaking, so perhaps you get in and get a first jump on it, and then we rush in.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
sleight of hand, or is that a misclick stealth?
Oh, that was a misclick stealth, so -1 to that, so that 31 becomes a 30.
Okay, got it.
Can I get also Coastal with me?
Ah, sure. And if you, as I said, if you're sneaking,
So we will approach then. We will approach also, but then giving some expense to Croatia one.
okay. And the rest of you guys stealthing?
I'm just gonna get you ready to rush forward when the time comes to attack.
Okay.
I will walk directly. I'm not gonna stealth, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Matiko says, this is no, really my scene. I hope you can understand. I still might be able.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to stay way back. I'm not going to fight in this battle. But who wishes to be invisible? I have a little spell I could cast on you.
I wouldn't mind being invisible, but maybe Avgi could take some use of that if you're going to rush into battle.
No. If I'm going to rush into battle, it'll be useless. But if you're going to get closer, you should be invisible, yeah.
I wouldn't
But if you
like
got-
be invisible to, not be targeted as easily, but...
But if you got any spells that can improve my my speed, that would be useful.
No speed, sorry. I tell you what, I'm going to hide in the bushes, and if anybody gets really bad, I have a dimension door that I can cast that'll get you the hell out of there. So I'm going to lay low, and if anybody gets in trouble, I'm going to rush in and try and get you out of there. I think that's the best way I can contribute to this battle. Be safe out there, guys. All right, and Medico is going to go hide in the bushes all the way over here. And is invisibility touch?
Yeah.
So just before, we'll say he comes up and slaps Vander and then rushes over and hides in the bushes, like a few seconds before. So it won't be the full 10. Actually, it lasts a long time, doesn't it? How long does invisibility last? Is it an hour?
1 hour.
Oh, okay, so no problem. So cast it, and then he goes hides, and he's fine. And he'll perpetually take the dodge action. So I guess Vander, roll your stealth again. It's not 14 because you're invisible. You get advantage on that.
Right. It is 14.
Oh, wow.
Okay. All right, so we have Encration. You're sneaking up here. Avgi, you're holding back and ready to rush in. I might put you right there on the edge of the map, if that's all right.
Yep.
Adai, is that where you plan to be? Over by those bushes over there?
Moving forward, like behind, not like as close as Encration, because I don't want to kind of tip. But if the dragon sees someone, that I want him to see me.
Okay. And Orion, what's Orion doing?
I'll be next to Abdi.
Okay. All right. As you approach actually, let me just check something. Got a 30 and a 14. and you hear the great Doppeldrake kind of stretch his wings and turn around in your direction. And he says, you know I have practically eyes in the back of my head. I see you. Tell me this is not some pathetic attempt to take me on. I will destroy you quicker than a thought. Oh, I recognize some of you. I saw you in a dream that I had. Why don't you come forward and talk? I might have an offer that's too delicious for you to refuse. Things are not quite what they seem. Step forward and be seen. Let's be civil about this. As hard as it might be to believe we are in fact allies in this conflict. And Creation, are you sneaking up?
I'm still, his focus is on Adai. I'm not sneaking with intentions to do an attack, but just sneaking in case shit hits the fan.
Okay, so we'll say you like push through these bushes and kind of hiding behind that pillar. So like there, I think that would make sense. Okay. Oh, come on.
I see you also in dreams and in nightmares.
Oh, I tend to have.
You are a
that
bane
effect
of his world. Why should we make a deal with you?
Because, as I said, our goals might align. I have an inkling of what you're doing here. I know it has something to do with Prince Krasner. And as hard as it might be to believe, I am no ally of Prince Krasner. I am no friend of Prince Krasner. In fact, I think it would be advantageous if we work together to dethrone the prince. Does that sound like the bane of the existence, Adai? Oh, he says two in Adai's direction, doesn't know his name.
What do you want, Forsaken? That you are now heading to kill the prince? You want to get the power on your own, for your own?
What I most want is my eggs back. Prince Krasner and the damned House Atul have stolen them. And they make me do things. They make me attack people I don't want to attack. But I treasure the eggs more than anything. And as long as they're under their control, I am under their beck and whim. They force me to do things I did not want to do. Tell me, would you have not done the same to protect your own children? What wouldn't you do to protect the young?
I have nothing to protect.
Well, I do. And that's why I do these things.
I thought you would be an incredible foe. You are just pathetic.
You're half right. Pathetic in what way? You should watch your tone.
Or what? You will lose your eggs?
Well, as I said, we could work together. I could help you bring down House Atul, and you can help me with my eggs. Or, if you refuse to aid in my peasants, You puny creatures without scales. I'll be forced to deal with a tentacled scum on my own. I have sold the skies on multiple realms and destroyed those who have challenged my might. Few have been foolish enough to cross me. The most brazen are these inheritors and that bleak mire Krasna. They shall pay for their lives for forcing my mighty self into the service to that deformed prince. But you seem angry, he says, pointing to Adai. Did I eat one of your relatives? Is this some type of vengeance quest?
My thoughts are too important for this to be shared with you. I already said my words. I came for an incredible foe and I found this pathetic dragon. I'm fine to get in an alliance. Any vengeance that I may have is not worthy anymore.
Thunk, 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 thunk. Comes over and towers over you, Adai. And you feel his hot breath on your cheek as his snake-like head comes right next to your face. If we want to work together, we need some mutual respect. You'll not call me pathetic again. Do you understand?
I understand.
Fly.
I look at him like.
Yep.
Yeah, I like. Well, like I mean, I have my spell ahead. I guess helping me to control my fear. Otherwise, and although I cannot tower myself because I barely can drag the armor I'm wearing. I look at him from below. And then to the others. I'm fine by that. Shall we?
Tell me.
Oh, was that to the dragon or to us?
To the rest, yes.
Oh yeah. Okay. If you're fine with it, Adai.
So I assume you're open to an alliance to take out Prince Krasna, or are you here for some other reason?
I'll leave this in your hands, Adai.
We came for different reason. We're living with an alliance.
Let me share some information with you at least. There is a fort that is very hard to get to. That is called Bualfindar. Have I got you on the right map? I don't. Okay. Bualfindar, otherwise known as the Gibbering Fort, is where Prince Krasna resides. Well, often resides. I have preparations to do, games I need to play before a full-on assault can be made on the Gibbering Fort. But if this alliance is to hold, we will coordinate attack on Bualfindar, but not yet. Is that acceptable? I heard him call you Adai.
Why not yet? What else needs to be prepared?
Prince Krasna is a powerful foe. You remembered him riding on my back in that dream sequence, and we quite frankly destroyed you. You think I am a mighty dragon. I'm a mighty dragon that almost took down Odin Bear single-handedly. I am that strong. I am that powerful. And yet I bend the knee to Prince Krasna due to the eggs. Anybody who would have the nerve to steal my eggs, I would normally destroy, but Prince Krasnar has power upon power. More allies need to be brought together. You are more powerful than most, but our combined might is not enough to dethrone the prince. I need to get more allies.
Who else hates him? The hacks?
Well, yes, the hags do not like him as well. He was part of the force that dethroned them, of course. And he is a member of the House Astul clan. So anybody associated with House Astul, the hags have a special hatred for. But let's just say it's a complicated history between myself and the hags. Why do you mention the hags? Do you have business with the hags? Maybe you can convince them.
What do you think? I look at the other spender and
Well, we are trying to find the hags, and we know where to look. So, yeah, it could be done.
I think the hags, Mausdrizeret, and you and one or two allies might be good. The forces that Prince Krasna has at its disposal are many. I know there are creatures here who are neither aligned to the hags or the House Astul, those who are loyal to King Dasmag. It would be a tricky alliance, as the hags has caused this corruption of the Bleak Mire. But if you could find the scattered remains of those loyals to King Dasmag and bring them along, then maybe together we can remove House Astul and deal with the hags next. I hear they are in a place, banding together, coming up with plans called the Refuge. Where the Refuge is, I don't know. But if you could find it, then maybe we would have the forces loyal to King Dasmag. Us, maybe then we can take down Krasnar and his armies.
It's an all-out assault with multiple parts, so that could work. I mean, we already talked to the Snufflewhoops, so yeah.
Oh, the
Not sure
Snafflewhoops are on your side?
But they don't seem very strong, though, so I guess we need some stronger allies.
Have you ever been in a fight, in a war? He says to Evgi.
No, but I've done my share of hurting others.
That I have no doubt. But here's the thing. You always need foot soldiers. Harsh as it might sound, they make for excellent fodder, excellent distraction. Think of them as pawns on the battle map. Useful for sacrificing, useful for tricking, useful for deceiving. If it's just us versus Krasner and his armies, will surely be defeated. But if we had fodder, if we had other allies, even if they're not as strong as me, even if they're not as strong as you, then allies they will be, and their sacrifice will not be forgotten.
I suppose that's true.
No, I think just let me check something. Just give me a sec to look something up. I have mastered the ways of magic as well. I am no ordinary dragon. I have many, many abilities. I'm sure my spell casting is far superior to anything you have done. I've used my abilities to level cities, to destroy the weak. I have not yet had the opportunity to learn how to message people. I've never had the need to coordinate such attack. So while I could learn it fairly quickly, I do not have access to communicate over long distances. Do one of you lesser magic users have such an ability?
Didn't we get a sending stone from that goblin? But that all, he has the other one and he ran away, so yeah. Boom.
Someone's got message.
From the Goldtooth, yeah.
Yeah, from the Goldtooth, he has half of it, yep. I should have known better than to trust myself in you unscaled creatures. I will keep an eye on Findar, and when the time comes, when you've got allies, I will join. That is the best offer I can make. Is that acceptable?
I can. So I was checking my spells because I didn't know what I had.
Sure.
No, I can see where a creature is. So I can spy on a creature if I know where it is, or I can locate it if it's needed. But
Okay.
it takes time.
All right, well.
Do you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Okay. So the great Doppeldrake, who seems has been manipulated by Prince Krasner to being his ally with the threat of destroying, I guess she's got eggs, her eggs. It seems as if she's been manipulated. Imagine Adai's having the thought, like, Prince Krasner in his Khan form is a relatively new thing. Now as Drazeric did attack Odin Bear. Why did he do that? Don't know. But now as Drazeric says, I'm hungry. And he takes flight and flies north.
You okay with this, Adai?
I came for a formidable foe, for vengeance. And I found this pathetic creature that gave away everything from some eggs. This is not the foe I needed to fight.
I suppose it's good to have another. I'm not sure to call that thing an ally, but yeah. Guess it worked out.
When I'm walking back, Malcolm, so Ade is thinking, has an image on his head, which is he destroying the eggs.
Interesting.
Mhm.
So then, we have the option to search for an army or for the hacks.
Could
As
do
far as
both.
understood.
I mean, I'd rather ally with whoever's loyal to King Dasmag than the hags, that's for sure, but this refuge, I know these, the people that tricked us and kidnapped Incration also spoke of a refuge, so it might be nearby. We should check out the route we sketched on the map, and
We are here, no? In this part, in
Yeah.
yeah,
the library.
so we can check out these places and perhaps this. Yeah.
So I see these yellow and blue lines. Did you do this path?
Yeah, we first drew up the blue
We're
and
currently on the
yellow
blue
lines. Yeah, so the idea is to do the blue path, and then perhaps we can go to Old Tollgates Grove for information, and perhaps he knows where the refuge is. He's a druid or something, friend of the druid at the orchards. This place, the Tangible Darkness, is a tunnel made underground by a giant black worm, which can basically get us anywhere, not anywhere, but to specific places, exits in the Bleak Mire. But the thought was to do the blue line and then go south and do the yellow line, and then, towards the center.
Perfect, thank you.
Of course, you also
And I think,
might want
Yeah.
to visit there.
yeah, that's where the witches are. At least we heard that the witches are there, the hags. So,
Yeah. Okay.
And I know Avgi had an interest to visit here.
yeah, full of rainbows.
Yeah. But, and lots of things. And of course, now you know, while Findar, the Gibbering Fort, if you zoom in on the map a little bit, you can see why it's called the Gibbering Fort. Like, you come across Gibbering Mouths before. Imagine those, but much bigger and in the form of a fort. So,
Yeah.
that apparently is their base of operations. Well, at the very least,
We
you know,
also
Prince
know that-
Krasner might be found there. Sorry, Josh.
Yeah.
We also know that this place over here to the far right is a jail or a prison
Yeah.
that belongs to Acetel. So we may find allies there, potentially, if we can liberate them.
Options.
Perhaps if we continue up the north side and check all the different things of King Dasmag's, maybe if they were loyal to him, they would have an affinity to somewhere in the area.
Yeah. Let's see if we can find some people who know some more, I suppose.
Okay. So it
I
sounds
mean,
like
if this was the court and the feast hall is further north, I don't know. It makes sense that the refuge would be somewhere where King Dasmag's, where he held court when he was alive. So yeah, and just that's. I suppose we should continue on.
as you continue to push north through the Blightwoods, not a pleasant woods, it's dying, it's not in a good healthy state, which is not surprising. Let's see. Orion, as you're pushing through this forest, there's still signs of life here. It's not quite as dead as a forest you're getting in Aglarion. There's creatures. I mean, I think I mentioned that the forest when you walked through them in Aglarion, and once the Crest had been there for a while, the forests were quite strangely silent. This one, not so silent. That's not to say it's pleasant. And actually, make me a perception check, Orion. I'll see how much you pick up, but you're going to be the person who picks up this, whatever it is.
Dirty 20.
You hear a female's voice. And the female voice is singing a song. You can't make out the words of the song to a 21, but it sounds like a sad song, like a lament, song of lament. And every so often the voice drops and nothing, and you hear her talking about something. Once again, not enough to pick it up. And she's kind of walking in your general direction. If you were to stay still and not move, she'd probably cross your path in 10 minutes or so. But you do hear it, and it is getting closer, singing sad songs and muttering something under her breath. And that's what you get for a 20.
Hold. I hear something.
Danger?
Sounds like singing. Igration, close your ears. Last time you heard something singing, you went off and played a terrible play.
And Creation is BRB at the moment.
Yeah.
But-
Darn it. Perhaps it is heading this way. I don't know. I cannot necessarily tell if this is a threat. But prior experiences would lead me to believe that we need to use caution. But they are coming this direction.
I suppose we should. Some of us hide and some of us stay and see who it is.
Perhaps. Perhaps maybe I should fashion those earmuffs for Incration, just in case.
idea.
Side eyes Incration.
Just gonna shoot him a look back.
Okay, so it sounds like you guys are hiding and observing. Is that right?
I'll stand out and wait if the
Okay.
others want to hide around.
Yeah, I'll hide. I look like a horror monster, so just in case.
Orion, do you want me to go with you, or do you want me to wait here?
Now, we wouldn't have to necessarily go anywhere. She's going to be here soon.
Mm-hmm.
Up to you.
I'll wait behind Orion. Not that I can see much anyway.
Oh, that's right, you're blind. I keep forgetting that your character's blind now.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright, so I've got actually what? Weird. Sorry, just a sec. Oh, no. Okay, so. Okay, so I'm going to move you across to this map. It might look familiar because we're going to use it as a random encounter thing. And we've got Medic here. They'll get rid of Kiara and put an Adai on. And so she's coming, let's say, from this direction here. So feel free to place yourself where you think would be appropriate. Medico. Oh, you guys are looking to hide. I'm good at hiding by myself, but if anybody wants to be invisible, I can do that again.
Sorry,
Maybe on
I
me.
dropped out a bit.
Maybe on me. I'm quite noisy and skill.
Matiko is offering to cast invisibility on someone.
Yeah, I will raise my hand, so it will be useful.
Okay, so that's Vander is invisible.
Are they?
Oh, sorry, I always get your
Adi.
voices confused for some reason.
Yeah, Adai. Yeah.
I once DM'd, in fact, DM again, 2 twins. They literally have exactly the same voice. That makes it even harder.
Perfect.
But I don't think
Always.
I don't feel that Vanu has a voice like mine.
I know it's more of a Malcolm thing, I think, but yeah, but the twins are definitely an issue.
Yeah, that's definitely.
All right, so Matiko goes and hides in the bushes, having cast invisibility onto Adai. And Vander, enjoy your hiding in the bushes over there. If you are hiding,
Yeah, we're joining Medico.
Okay,
We
so
are, yeah.
so make a stealth check, and Joy can do so at advantage.
Wow. One better from before. Perfect.
Okay, and Joy.
Let's see. It's +5. Oh, 14 us as well.
14, okay. And Krayshawn, where are you hiding?
In the bush.
In the
Right
bush?
in the middle.
Okay, and Orion, you're not hiding at
I'll
all,
be-
you're out front. And Evgi, yep.
Yeah, I'll be with Vander.
Oh, I better make me a stealth check then.
Oh yeah, he's. I'm going to do that.
You know what, Avgi? I'm going to touch your shoulder and I'm going to give you invisibility.
Oh,
Oh, there we go, so at advantage.
You might want to do that before Madiko touches you, because if you take an action, you come out of invisibility.
I think the Edi is something cool.
They're coordinated well enough, so... Madiko is dodging and concentrating on Adai, and Vander is concentrating on Evgi, and Evgi gets a 15.
15, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. So as this gets closer, Orion, what languages do you speak?
I speak Celestial, Draconic, Druidic, and Abyssal.
You do not recognize the language that she is singing.
Okay.
I mean, other people might, but I'm not going to tell you what it is, because in Krayshawn, if he spoke the language for instance, he'd say, hey, Orion, this is what she's saying, and then stealth will be broken. So I'm just saying that it's a very sad song she's singing. You can tell by the tones and stuff. You can't make out the words because you don't speak the appropriate languages. But then she breaks into common every now and then. And she says, I long for the days when I was his favourite. I long for the days when we drank endlessly of the wine. I long for the days when the honey flowed. I long for the days when the honey flowed. I long we could eat as much as we like. I long for the days when I could make love for the king. I miss those days. I was his favourite. Then she starts singing again. And you see this woman approach. You see her before she sees you. And she is wearing a very beautiful dress. Though the dress is tattered. It is it's dirty. It's messy. And you can tell that at one point she would have been... People would write songs about how beautiful she is, which seems cruel now because she has no eyes. Her eyes are gone. Her face has been scarred. Her hair has been ripped out. Though she's not bald, she's got like tufts of hair and strands of hair. Looks as if this once beautiful creature has just been destroyed, just made to be so unbelievably broken. So something beautiful has become not beautiful. I didn't have a token prepared for her, but we'll say this is her. And Orion, she's wandering in your direction. She doesn't see you. She doesn't react to the people that are hidden. And what do you do as she slowly wanders towards you?
Excuse me, miss. May I inquire why are you singing such a sad song?
Orion, make a Constitution saving throw, please. Oh, sorry, just... Actually, not just Orion. I'm going to put down an area of effect centered on Orion, and we'll see who gets affected by it. Oops. So right there, centered on... Oh, look at that. It's huge. So I guess Adai and Incretion also make that a Constitution saving throw, please. Let me see the DC. So only Orion fails as you greet her in a perfectly calm way. She just lets out this absolutely shrieking, ear-piercing wail, just screams. And... And you alt Orion, take all of this, and Incretion and Adai take half of that. And she lets out this...
The psychic damage?
Necrotic damage. Necrotic damage.
Necrotic damage. Okay. Interesting.
And she screams, "You are not from here! You have tainted this place! I was his favorite! And now all I go is I bring death." And she begins to inhale and scream again. But you can roll for initiative if you like.
Ugh.
And let me get her set up.
Love cleric initiative rolls.
I played a cleric for a long time and I know exactly what you mean. You're never first in the initiative order. Okay, so her initiative is 12, kind of in the middle there. And as she lets out this baleful scream, she says, I was his favorite! I was his! Our love was pure, and it was true. Now there's nothing but death, and he is dead! He is dead! He is dead! And I am lost! Adai, what do you do?
Okay. Is Coastal flying around?
Can
so-
be. Well,
Okay.
Coastal
So
on the
then
map.
so yeah.
Coastal will need to roll its
I don't know. I
initiative,
mean,
though.
normally it's flying around me, but maybe it's up to you to decide whether it was too close and maybe it's dead. I'm not sure.
Oh, let's give it 50-50.
Normally he flies quite so because I use it for a purpose. I want to see through his eyes from time to time. So usually he flies over us. So I don't know.
On a 16 to 20, he was too close. So he doesn't always away, but
Okay.
mostly. So 16 to 20. Okay, so let's say Coastal at the moment is like 50 feet in the air, far away from it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Then I use my action to see through his eyes.
Okay. Just because I'm pedantic, do you want to roll Coastal in? And absolutely, you can see through his eyes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but this is my action. I don't need his action for that, I think.
Yeah, I know. But you're using your action to see through Coastal's eyes, so we'll just...
Yeah, that's correct. Let me just roll 1d20, it's easier. It's +1, whatever roll there. So it should be a 13.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Well,
So I look through his eyes to see,
Yep, cool.
to see my enemy.
Make a perception check at advantage, and I'll see if I can give you something else.
Okay. I think it has +1. I'm gonna just roll a couple of d20s and then. I think it's a 16, but I checking what is a little bit more. I open in the custom.
Well, you rolled a 13.
It has +3, so it's a. Sorry, 30. 16 in total.
16, yes. You do see through Coastal eyes as Coastal peers down with his owl eyes, and you do see this creature. One thinks she is all alone. You don't see any allies, anybody on her side, and everywhere she walks, there's a trail of dead plants behind her. Seems as she wanders the land, death follows her. And that's what you see. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Adai?
Yeah, so I'm gonna use my bonus action to use a quicken spell, a Thunderstep.
Okay.
And I'm gonna appear near her. The damage is not important because there's nobody with me.
Okay.
And I shout to her.
Yep. Carry on.
Yeah, and I shout to her, you are only bringing death. I think it's time for you to rest. And I'm gonna use how's it called? This action surge.
Sure.
And no, wait, because I use the spell as a bonus action, I cannot do action. I cannot use another spell. So that's my turn.
Okay. And of course, you come out of invisibility as you cast Thunder
Yes.
Step and teleport over there. And as you land next to her, yeah, make me another Constitution saving throw, please.
All easy.
She looks you in the eyes and lets out another wail. It's a different type of wail. This one was targeting specifically you, but you shake it off. No problem.
That's my turn.
Okay, Incratio.
I
So
withdraw a
does
weapon.
this person look like an elf?
Yes. Most definitely elf-like.
Okay. I will pop out of the tree
Uh-huh.
to here.
Mm-hmm.
And even though Adai's already done hostile actions on her in Elvish,
No, he
I will
hasn't.
attempt to persuade.
No,
he hasn't.
Oh, he has.
no, he teleported
He just
over there.
popped over there.
Oh, it was just the thunder step. Okay. All right, perfect. Even better. So since no hostile action from us have been taken yet, in Elvish, I will say to her, "We mean you no harm. We are here to rid this realm of House Austral. We do not wish to harm you or your memory of King Dasmag."
Make a persuasion check, and this will be your action in Creation to try and persuade her.
Yep. It's fine. 20.
She says, she pauses for a second and she says, No, nothing but death is here. Death follows. My love is lost. My love is lost. Ah! And she pauses for a second. She's looking like she's trying to mechanically take a legendary action to do what she tried to do to Adai. But you see a hesitation in her eyes and she pauses before you doing it. It seems as if it might be possible to get through to her, but you failed to get through to her, if that makes sense.
Yep.
You don't understand, my love! My love is lost. I've been disfigured. I am hideous. I once was the most beautiful creature in this realm. He starts wailing some more. Is that your turn, Incration?
I'll take a bonus to dash just to get a little bit closer, and that will be my turn.
Okay. Joy.
Right. Well, Joy's invisible, so I guess I will have her. I will have her just fly, use the dash action and fly alongside the bushes.
Sure.
That's it.
Okay, so still remaining pause there. Now she is blind, but as she starts flailing away, saying, I was the most beautiful. I would make love underneath the starlight. And she swings around and notices Adai there, and she screams in your face. Adai, make another Constitution saving throw.
Okay, getting all the goodies.
Once again,
23.
you're strong enough to resist. Evgi, far away from the front lines, but invisible. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm still invisible, but guess I'm going to get closer. Dashing. That's as far as I can get.
Okay.
Or no. I mean, I can't really see her hearing. That would be a bit meta gaming. Let's see. It's gonna rush forward down here, I think. Yeah. And as he sees, hears Incration reaching out, he's gonna be a bit hesitant to attack.
Sure.
So, yeah,
Okay.
that's gonna be his turn.
Now, she would normally get another legendary action, but Incration effectively burnt one, so she won't do anything. But Coastal can. 50 feet up in the air.
So it's gonna move slightly closer, but up. So like it's now 70 feet or something like that. So like being far away from the whale,
Sure.
but a little bit closer to the fight.
They don't have a 70 token, so put a 50 and a 20, implying coastal 70
Yeah,
feet.
like
up and-
over 60 or like over the whale.
Sure. Well, we'll say it's over the whale. And lets out another mournful scream, and everybody in that blue circle, except for Coastal, can make me another Constitution saving throw. Oh, and Kracion, nice. So she lets out this mournful wail again, and I'll let you work out the numbers. The DC is 16. So if you get under 16,
Yeah, I
take 24 points of damage. If you get 16 or over, take 12 points of necrotic damage. As she
One
screams.
question, Orion.
Oh, it's necrotic.
Necrotic, yeah.
Okay, so half for me.
Okay.
Orion, were you before you were always casting these spells for increasing our health? Are you still using that? Like,
It's on currently. It's on Avgi and Vander.
perfect. Okay, thank you.
That's the aid spell
And
you're
myself,
talking about,
but-
right? The aid spell, right?
Yeah.
Hey, yes.
She purposely moves away from you, Adai. You can have attack of opportunity if you want.
No, I don't.
Okay. She comes over to Incration, and she's going to fall to her knees and grab hold of
Try
your
to catch
hand.
her.
Well, sure. Well, she's going to grab your hands at the same time, so we can
Yeah.
kind of works both ways. I was his favorite. I had everything. It is lost. All is lost. All is lost. It is hopeless. And that's going to be her turn. Vander, all the way over there. What do you do?
Well, I think I will try to walk a little closer. How far am I now? 75 feet. Um, oh, D&D Beyond just crashed. Let me just reload it. Okay. I think I'm going to do the same thing as Joy and just use my bonus action to tag along the bushes. And as a bonus action, I'm going to use my Bardic Inspiration to give. Why does it keep crashing? Give me a second.
Who are you giving it to anyway?
I was about to see how long it could go. If it's how far away am I from Croatian? I can't give it to Croatian. I'm going to give it to. I think it's 60 feet, so I'm going to give it to Avgi. No, Adai.
Adai, okay. Okay,
And
cool.
yeah, that's my turn.
Rushing over, bonus action, Bardic Inspiration, which might be useful as she's on her knees holding on to Incration's hand. And actually she's going to try and rip her hand away. That's what she's going to try and do. And she rolls and A 19. Incration, make an athletics check. Try and beat a 19.
Ooh, athletics can't be acrobatics.
No, this is purely strength.
Yeah. Yeah, it has to be a natural 20 then.
She turns, breaks free of one of Incration's hands on her knees, and she points to Adai. And Adai, Constitution saving throw. Don't forget you got Bardic up your sleeve if you need it.
Okay.
Do you
I
wish-
get.
Are you going to use your Bardic
I got the
Inspiration?
strength from the tree. I roll a 25, no?
Yeah, I'm asking as a matter of course. Do you use your Bardic Inspiration?
If I fail the saving throw, I can still use an ability that gives me a +4. Did I fail the saving throw?
No, you didn't fail the saving throw. I just wanted to get you to spend your Bardic Inspiration unnecessarily.
Okay. You're teasing me. Okay.
Okay, so Vander, you dash over. She screams. Orion,
Yeah.
conversation has gone poorly.
Yeah, and I'm taking the brunt of the poorly executed conversation. Somehow I feel like we need extra blessings in all of this if anything is going to work. So that's exactly what I'll do. I'll cast Bless at 2nd level.
Nice.
And let me make sure. I may have to step up a little bit, but that's okay. I have to step up. Yep, I'll have to step up. But I should be able to catch everybody.
Including Vander?
Yep. No, Vander won't be able to make it. But it's 2nd level. It will target Adai, Kracion, Avgi, and myself.
Cool, got it. Okay. Call upon the blessing of the Redeemer, and people are blessed. Okay, any bonus actions?
And then for my bonus action, since she made a comment, even though she's blinded, maybe the aura of the starlights will help affect her decision making, and I will starry form.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go ahead and starry form in the chalice form.
Which is the healing one?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. She's going to... Malcolm knows it's pointless. Actually, because you can't see Avgi. She turns to Orion and says, "You pray to the gods. The gods are silent. They will not hear your prayers because they did not hear mine." Make a Constitution saving throw, Orion. And don't forget your bless.
I don't think it's going to matter.
Ooh. Well, you get it anyway. It's not like it's a finite resource, but it's not going to help.
Yeah.
Orion, you fall to the ground, unmoving. Your concentration goes down, bliss goes down, and all you see, the rest of you, is Orion grabbing his ears, and blood starts coming out of his ears, and he just collapses. Don't want to give the game away.
Am I at 0 hit point?
I'm just going to whisper to you what exactly happens.
Oh, okay.
I want to leave it as a mystery for the other people. Does that make sense, Orion?
Yep, got you.
Okay, so she just screams and points a finger at Orion, and you just see Orion just collapse on the ground, and he's not moving. Maybe the shortest bless in history, but that's all right. Adai.
I get closer to her, and I shout, do you think you are the only one who knows how? I get closer to her, and I shout, "Do you think you are the only one who knows how to shout?" And now that they're close enough, I cast a Secret Lance on.
It's an intelligence saving throw. 19. She has advantage on these, so that's useful. So she takes 11 points of psychic damage.
Yes, and then I use Action Search, and I cast the same spell.
Can you cast the same spell on the same turn?
Yes, because it's 2 actions. So if I will do bonus action, like you do with Quicken spell, you cannot do it anymore. But if you use Action Search, you can cast 2 spells in a turn. It's the only way you can do it. Fair rules. This is why before I could not do it, because I used Quicken spell for.
Oh yeah, as long as you don't cast a spell as a bonus action, you can surge cast another spell. Yes. Okay. Oh, there we go.
So basically you can only do with action spells. Yeah.
Okay, so she'll make another intelligence saving throw with advantage, and that one fails. So she's going to take 22 points, and she's incapacitated, right?
That's correct. And I'm going to, because this might be useful, I'm going to get close to her.
Okay, as the second spell takes effect, she grabs hold of Uncration's hands. Maybe death will be the release I need. And then she collapses on the ground. Uncration.
Okay. So, incapacitated just means she can't take actions or reactions, so she can still hear, right?
Yeah. She can talk. She can talk, but she can't.
Okay. So I'll.
Yeah. Sorry, as you're.
I'll kneel down and gently kind of move her hair from her face and kind of caress her hand real gently, and in Elvish tell her, "You are right to be angry with the world, but you are still beautiful, and others will see that too. You can help us bring this realm back to how it was. Just calm thyself. We are here to help. We are not your enemy."
Make another persuasion check, Incration. That's what you rolled before, wasn't it? A 20?
Yeah.
I think it's reliable talent.
Yeah.
And she raises a hand falteringly to you. So, no, there is no hope. Only death. Joy.
Well, yeah, I'm just
go for the eyes, Joy. Go for the eyes.
Yeah, she can't get her though. She can just dash next to her, I guess, and that's it.
Sure.
Nothing of interest.
D&D nerd quiz. Who famously compelled his companion to go for the eyes?
Minsk.
Mm-hmm. And what was the giant space hamster's... What's giant miniature space hamster, I think it is. Remember the name of the space hamster?
Boo!
Yeah.
Boo! Go for the eyes, Boo! Go for the eyes. Okay, you win the D&D geekness. And and she's not going to take any legendary actions. She's just going to... She's going to start crying. That's what she's going to do as a legendary action. Evgi.
I'm gonna rush over to Orion and see if is he dying? What's going on with him?
You can work that out. It's going to take a medicine check, which will be an action. So up to you.
Not my best, and I don't have my healing back, but I'll give it a go. Oh.
He is unconscious but not dying. So mechanically, he's on 0 hit points but not making death saving throws.
Okay. Orion is fine. He needs some healing. Vander? Oh, shucks. I'm gonna... I moved. I was over here, I think, so... I'm gonna... I can't use an action to heal him yet, so I'm just gonna start dragging Orion away from the screaming woman. So that I use 5, 10, 15, 20. So... 30... 40, I suppose. I don't have much carrying capacity, but next turn.
Okay, cool.
Just
So
dragging him away.
So you can put like Orion there. Okay.
Yeah.
She pulls you closer and weeps bitter tears into your chest, Incretion. Coastal.
Coastal is gonna continue flying around away from the problem.
Metiko peers out from the bushes to see what's going on, continuing to cast invisibility. Who cast invisibility on Evgi? Is that gone?
Vander.
Yeah, Vander did.
So, I think it was Adai? Anyway, he's not concentrating on invisibility. The invisibility
No, Vander.
It is Vander. Okay,
Yeah,
well...
it's gone.
Okay. He's going to take the dodge action and peer out, wondering what to do. And this elephant woman, the favourite lover of King Dasmag, she continues to pull Incretion close and cry bitter tears. Death! Death! That's all I know. Time to embrace the inevitable. Vander.
Okay, so so what am I gonna do? Am I just you know what? I think Vander's fingers are itching, crackling with magic. I'm going to use a 3rd level spell slot, and I'm going to fling Furter's Shadow at her.
Okay.
So she has to make a intelligence 16 saving throw.
Once again, she has advantage of this, and she rolls a 14, so that's a fail.
Oh, perfect. That will be this much psychic damage. So it's 17 psychic damage.
She...
And
Yeah?
yeah, well, I guess I will also number 6 on that list. What's that? The creature's skill and saving throw proficiencies. I don't know if that's any useful right now. So
As the shadows embrace her, she grabs hold of Incretion even tighter, and she says, "If you're here, if goodness is in your heart, then be sure to bury me next to King Dasmag." And with that, she falls limp in your hands, dead.
well, after Vander realizes that she dies, he's going to form a little bit of a grin, I think. A little satisfied with himself. Well, that was fun.
Consumed by the love and the things that she left behind.
Now you all clearly see now that things have calmed down. There's like a trail of dead things behind her. Like some of the wood that has some type of life in it is dead, and you swear you see a couple of squirrels and frogs who happen to have crossed her path that have just died as well. That death followed her.
Did someone get the license plate number of the carriage that hit me?
That was quite some screaming. Are you okay?
Perhaps she didn't necessarily like my tone. I really don't like her tone at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think she's can make many more tones for now. Medico, it's safe.
Okay. And Medico comes out. She seems like such a tragic figure. Like, yes, she was. Those screams were nasty. I plugged my ears. I didn't even want to hear them from over there. But she seemed so sad at the same time.
Do you recognize her? She was quite powerful.
Yeah, I do. Her name was Seraldin, and she was indeed King Dasmag's favorite of all his consorts, all his lovers. She was his favorite. And I know that the matrons are behind this. They like turning things against himself. Seraldin was known for her beauty. She was known for her singing. And now she is disfigured and her singing brings death. I hate the matrons so much. I don't consider myself a violent person, but you're going to kill them, right? Right?
Well, after they release the curse on the crown, then they're fair game.
Okay, did they...
Game. Fair game indeed.
They keep on getting away with it. They just keep on getting away with it. And it needs to stop. And you can kill them so they stay dead. That would be great. And this usually pleasant, hesitant kind of childlike creature. You see anger in his eyes for the first time. He doesn't like the matrons.
Was a good try in question to try to recruit her, but it seems that she was beyond any possible alliance.
Sometimes pain just takes her to dark places.
Surprised me that you, among all of us, is trying to do that. You, the one who brought so many to hell.
Well, that land back home is shit. This land shit, but could have some allies that'll help us since they don't know Athena.
I added this to the map just for completeness sake. She was a bit of a random wanderer, but lost love. And if you zoom in on the artwork, you can kind of see like death kind of follows her. So, a tragic figure.
Oh, that's cool.
And you guys, it's getting late in the day. You could press on to the fest hall if you like. You'd be risking exhaustion.
Oh, yeah.
Or you could set up camp for the night.
I suggest to
Perhaps,
set up camp.
yeah, with Orion on 10 hit points.
47 now.
Oh, okay. I mean, I do still have my rages. A lot of hit points. Could. I'm not sure what awaits us at the feast hall. It could be a major event, or it could be nothing. So.
I mean, the problem is if we push further, we would may face exhaustion, no?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's true. I
That's the only
suppose we
thing that
could.
worries me.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we should take a long rest.
Okay. How are you taking a long rest? I mean, just finding some place in these woods to settle down, or some type of spell?
Do we
Tower?
still have the tower, or do we still use the tower?
Like, yeah, put the tower up if you like. Yeah, well, there's no good reason to be using the tower for weeks now. It's been a few weeks. I mean, this is session 55, so it's a long time for us. But yeah, a few weeks at most, I imagine. So the hut, not the hut, the tower goes up. And let's choose Orion to roll me a D100. 25. Just find the page. 25. And 25. As you find a convenient place to put up the fort that wouldn't be too obvious that there's some type of defensive structure here. Let's see, we'll do Incration this time with his passive perception of 18. You notice a leather bag, about the size of a backpack, like of a child's backpack. Stitched together with some type of leather straps, and it's a leather bag with leather straps, and you spot it.
Hey, vendor, there's a random leather bag over there. Don't you see it in the little bushes there?
Sure.
You're all curious. You want to go check it out?
Well, scavenging random leather bag seems, I don't know, a little bit weird to me. But I guess why not? I feel like, is this some sort of prank in Croatian?
I just spotted it and pointed it out. How could it be a prank? I don't know what's in it.
Oh well, let's check it out then.
Okay, as you get
Yeah.
Okay, with a
Vandal-
stick first in case it's a mimic.
well, as you get closer to investigate it, and maybe hit it with a stick, feel free to do that. But you notice something's moving inside of the bag. The bag isn't stationary. There's something wriggling or moving inside of the bag.
Yeah.
Want me to open it?
Yeah, I would like for you to open it, Avgi. And as you prepare to open the bag, I'm going to prepare a cantrip, Chill Touch, just in case.
So just walking over and opening it, just
I'm gonna smell the bag.
make me a nature check. Evgi? As you smell it, it smells like human, and you come to realize that this is a bag made of humans, human leather.
This is probably some cursed stuff. The bag is made of humanoid skin.
Well, what's inside it though?
I'm gonna lift the bag and just toss it in the air and see if something reacts to it when it hits the floor on the ground.
I'm going to roll a d20 to see if that opens the bag. 11 to 20, the bag opens. You throw the bag out like 5-10 feet in the air and it crashes down, and there's some...
Yeah, just... Yeah?
Yeah, okay. And it lands on...
Yeah, sorry, no, didn't mean to interrupt. Yeah.
Yeah, so and it lands on the ground with a little thump, and the creatures inside, or creature, wriggle around a little bit more, but they're unable to leave the bag because the strap remains drawn.
I'm gonna go over and just tie it open and just dump whatever is inside out.
2 foot-long worms come out of it, looking like almost like maggots, and on the face of each of these worms is a humanoid face. Like one looks like a female human, one looks like a male human, and they don't react, and they're just like staring blankly as if their face was sewn to the front of this worm, and they just stare blankly. Those religious amongst you, anybody proficient in religion, can make me a religion check.
Is this related to the history of Iglarion, or?
No. You're not sure what these worms are about, but they're definitely disgusting.
I'm just gonna avoid them and pick up the bag and hand it to Vander.
I'm going to grab the bag and I'm going to pocket it.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, I'm going to go over to the worms, crouch down, and gently just prod the male worm with a little stick.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to prod it with my wand, actually.
It recoils from the wand, just in a, like, yeah. Doesn't react otherwise, just reacts in a normal type of way.
Could they be cursed like those other people in Aglarion? We met those worm people, or insect people, I suppose.
Cockroaches,
Could
I
be.
think they were.
Yeah, cockroach.
I
What do you think,
mean,
Ryan?
Ryan's lost his voice as he struggles to find the mute button.
Well, they're not hostile, so I suppose we should just move on.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we met some cursed creatures before, right? The pigs from earlier and stuff like that. So, let me just try something. Vander is going to cast message on the male worm. And just say, "Hello there. Can you understand me?"
You point and cast the message cantrip at this male worm. It does not connect through. The message fails for some reason. Make an Arcana check, Vander.
Nice.
You usually reach out and connect with the being, connect with something deep inside of it, like you're almost communicating via the creature's soul to get the message through. It's like a conduit, almost, the soul for the message cantrip. This worm has no soul, and you think that is why your message failed.
Well. And Creation, have you been around with your cards, throwing them at random worms?
Unless something took over my body again, and I don't recall. Nope.
Well, I have a feeling that whoever they were or whatever they were, something's not right with them. And I don't know if we'll be able to, well, restore them to their former glory, because I believe that these creatures are currently soulless. And yeah, I don't think a curse removal is going to do the trick with these worms. Vander is going to stand up back on his feet and just wipe away the dirt. Maybe they made a deal with someone that they shouldn't make a deal with, or maybe they pissed off someone as well. Who knows?
So Orion
But,
slash Joss, they
yeah.
found a bag of soulless worms that have got the faces of humans on them, but they don't react. And Vander is of the opinion that they are soulless creatures.
Okay.
I'm going to take a small piece of flesh from my vial of endless meat, and I'm going to throw it to the worms and see if they react to food, like basic survival skills and stuff like that.
Yeah, the human faces of these foot-long worms do indeed eat the meat. Very emotionless, like there's no joy in it. There's no. Their faces remain blank the whole time. It's like they're doing the minimum amount to eat, just pushing their face into the the meat and just eating through it. So it seems everything needs to eat. Even if you don't have a soul, you still need to eat. So they enjoy the meat snack.
You know, as the worms eat the meat, Vander is going to have like a heartfelt smile on his face and be like, "This is hard to explain, guys, but I kind of enjoy watching the worms eat this. I think this is nice. It's cute in a way."
You know, I guess gonna go. Even me, I'm horrified by their appearance.
Oh, I think Vander made a friend.
Well, brother, I think you shouldn't judge someone based on their appearance or their lack of a soul.
Look, they're human faces on a worm. That's it's gonna just walk away, shivering and sort of just, yeah. He's
Avgi
He's
is kind of
so
no
uncomfortable.
different than your one little snaky friends from Dr. Stout Boots.
yeah, but it's yeah. I know, it's just worms.
Well, they're not just worms anymore. I shall call this Brenda, and the other one will be named William.
Brenda and William.
And and Vander is going to pick them up and keep them in the palm of his hand, pet them a little bit on their cute little human faces, and put them back into the flesh bag which we found them in.
Jesus Christ, I hate you.
Those worms might end up dying before it's all said and done.
It seems like Avgi's the world has finally become too much. And Vander befriending these soulless worms with faces. You can call them cute if you like, Vander. That's not the word I would use. They're like adult humans. But if you consider that cute, you know. No kink shame here. All right. So, apart from this weird bag and these weird worms, you put up your instant fortress, and you get a long rest in. So feel free to long rest while the DM goes for a short rest. I'll be right back, guys. But yes, welcome back. As some worm bag stuff happens, and as I said, long rest done. As I think I emphasized before, it's hard to get long rests in here. I mean, one time you got invaded by creatures who took creation away, and this time relatively harmless for now anyway. A bag of worms. Did you wake up in the morning fully rested? What would you like to do?
While we do our short rest, I still have this book that I'm trying to, well, understand. The Grimoire of the Blood Queen, which I'd like to try to continue reading whenever we have the chance.
Sure. On your back, Doug. That's good. Sure, make another investigation check.
Investigation. Ooh. I think that's the best roll so far.
So over your, I think, 3 days of reading Vander, and you got this book from Frumbly Goldtooth, as you raided his home. You realize that he had a patron, someone who gave him his powers, and you realize it's the drow vampire that used to rule this realm, called Finral. Oh, what's his name? Look it up. I've forgotten his name. Finral Mirren, I think it is. Farrell Mirren. He was a Farrell Mirren was a drow vampire, and he used to rule this realm before King Dasmag took it over from him. So that was a vampire drow from days gone by, and you discover from reading this that Frumbly Goldtooth's patron was Farrell Mirren, a drow vampire who used to rule this land. That's what you want.
Well, that's very interesting, because that means that firstly that he probably is some type of warlock, which I find second amusing. The most amusing thing that probably means is that this Farrell Mirren is still out there alive and kicking, able to grant someone powers. So it might mean that we'll meet a powerful vampire on our travels. Personally, for Vander, he's a little bit excited and he hopes we'll get a chance.
Could it be your patron?
We'll see. We will see.
Okay.
Do I finish the book? Do I feel like there's something else for me to discover or learn from it?
No. That's you felt you read it enough and understood and cross-referenced it, and that's the ultimate conclusion you came. This was some type of you learned about the Farrell Mirren and his history and how he lost, and how like Frumbly Goldtooth was almost recounting the history, and you put it together effectively that in the end, the only reason he did this was to please his patron Farrell Mirren by recording it, and that's why it took you a bit longer than would be expected to do it.
I see.
Okay. So it looks like the Fest Hall is next on your journey.
Yes.
Ah. Ah, here we go. Okay, I'll just drag you onto a new map. Can't forget Medico. Adai. Evgi. Incration. Orion. Vandor. Okay. So you come across the Great Fest Hall. So the Great Fest Hall, and while this place is abandoned, it is broken down. You can imagine that. This place could seat like 200 people, and no doubt great feast were had here. No doubt Seraldin feasted here at the main table with King Dasmag. No doubt many great parties were held here. But for now, it seems relatively empty. Though you do hear from towards the back of the festival somebody chopping something. You're not sure what. That's the only sound you hear from this place. It's almost eerily abandoned apart from this chopping sound. Chop, chop, chop.
I guess, should we, this place is abandoned, but who do you think is making that chopping sound?
Someone preparing dinner.
For who?
Us,
Well.
hopefully.
Nothing good, I expect.
Is it coming from inside?
From over here.
Yeah.
I walk behind Evgi. I find his steps refreshing. They are loud and help me give me guidance across the floor.
Sure.
Want to have a little peek in Croatia?
Well, yeah, why not? I'll see if I can do a little peek ski.
By sneaking up?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Make me a stealth check. 23. Let me just check something. 23.
Oh, the doors are open?
The doors are open, yeah. You can feel free to wander, and I'm assuming Incration was sneaking up to see where that sound was coming
yeah.
from. Was that what you're implying, Incration?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I suppose.
Okay, so 23 is enough to sneak up. So I'm just going to drag you up here. And as you peek around the corner up here in Croatia, you see someone with a meat cleaver in his hand. And he's chopping up repulsive, nauseating, rotting ingredients. And you see the pile of meat that he's working from. Some of them are animals. One of them is distinctly human. But he's chopping them up and he's putting them in a pot and making some type of stew from it. And he's also grilling some of it. You see he kind of wanders over here to check on stuff, check the cooking over here and put stuff on the stove over here. You can't help but notice there's a dead horse in there as well, which he chops bits off. So he's busy going back and forth, chopping up various creatures, one of them human, but he doesn't seem perturbed by that. Make me an insight check, Incretion. He's finding no joy in this task.
Okay. I'll sneak back to the group
Sure.
and I'll relay it to Avgi that I'm gonna whisper a certain part to Avgi, but I'll relay to Avgi. Yeah, just some. He looked orcish, right, from his token?
Yep.
Some possible half orc man in there, just working away at some rotten piles of meat, some horse, some bear. There was a human in there. Then I'm gonna whisper this part to Avgi just to fuck Vander here in a minute. He didn't really look like he enjoyed it, but I'm gonna mess with your brother. And yeah, he's making some type of stew with it. I'm sure Vander would love the stew he's making. He's putting in a lot of hard work in it.
Why do you mention my name specifically?
I mean, you like to feed meat to your new creatures there, and he's hacking away with all kinds of meat, making a stew.
I'm sure I would enjoy the stew. Probably.
Well, let's have a few words with this butcher, and maybe he knows about the refuge, or by the actions, I was gonna whisper this back to Incretion. Probably compulsion by the hags.
Possibly, or house hostile, maybe forced to make them some nasty stuff. I mean, they are drow after all. Who knows what drow eats?
Spiders.
I wouldn't think so. I'd imagine they would revere spiders.
Don't know much about
Medico,
them.
Hey, yeah.
do you know why that their orcish man would be hacking away at dead creatures and rotting meat and making a stew with it?
As you can imagine, this place was pretty much a continual feast. There was food and more food and more food, and the food was. We often had travelers from other realms, and they said the food was just on the next level. It was delicious, it was beautiful, it was bountiful, it was sweet. But obviously things have changed. I do remember that there was an orc who spoke like an elf, who was the head chef. Maybe that's him, but he was magnificent. And in fact, he was so legendary. There was a gentleman who came to train under him. What was his name? He was an orc as well. Can't remember his name.
We know a orc back on our plane named Ozar, who's a wonderful cook.
Yes, that was him. He studied under him. Ozar, that's right.
So he's Ozar's teacher?
Yeah.
Well, it can't be that bad then, right, Avgi?
No. I mean, let's have a talk with him and see what's going on.
Should you think maybe I should speak to him in Elven first, just so he knows we're not here to harm him?
Yeah, could be good. Just to, yeah. Let's go in as a group at least, but let's see if we can get by this one without having to kill or yeah.
It is possible in D&D not to get into battles. And I must say, the amount of battles that we've had so far in the Bleak Mire has been relatively small. It's mostly been negotiating, role-playing, apart from the battle with Sarandil, the King Dasmag's favourite lover. Anyway, beside the point. So you guys go and approach it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We can just do this theatre of the mind, if you like.
Yep.
But getting over there is difficult terrain because there's just so many damn chairs in the way. It's like moving subtly around a wedding, right? You just can't. And the guy who made this map is active in the Outer Brain forums, and he said that if you use this map, make sure it's difficult terrain because there's so many chairs. So there's a shout out to him. This is indeed difficult terrain. And as you approach,
just slowly pushing our way. He's probably hearing us all the way from Master. Just slowly.
I'd imagine some of you trip on them as well, and get caught up in the legs of the thing. It's very much difficult terrain. And as he sees your approach, he says, "Oh, fine, more mouth." No, he says, "Fine, more mouths to feed." And this is kind of emphasizes what Mariko say. He speaks like an elf, not like an orc. Fine, fine, fine. And he puts down 5 plates of food in preparation for your 6 plates of food if we include Mariko in there. They're plates of this is part of the stew, and the broth is quite thin, but you can see through it, and you see various chunks of meat floating inside of it. And I'm going to roll for this randomly. On Incrations, you notice a finger floating in yours, a human finger.
Well, in Elvish, I'll speak to him. Good sir, what has happened to the quality of your food? Ozark spent tremendous amounts of time telling us about how his teacher was the best chef in all of the realms. What has happened to you, good sir?
Sorry, what name did you say?
Ozar. Ozar spoke highly of you. You're his teacher, were you not?
Oh, I was his teacher. He is a fine cook indeed. A chef's job is to cater to his clientele's palate. And my clientele doesn't want duck breast ragu. It doesn't want chantilly mushrooms. It doesn't want exquisite desserts that you can inhale. It is that fine of a dust. Delicious. And now it is my task to cater to what my clients want. Oh my God, why? And they want this offal and this parboiled hearts and all sorts of things. Anybody could do this. And then the Doppeldrake comes.
Good sir.
Yes.
If you don't mind, we're here. We're friends, and my friends, they don't speak Elven. Is it okay if we switch to the common tongue?
Of course. And he picks up what looks like the back end of a horse, puts it on here, and absentmindedly chops it up as he's talking to you. He doesn't stop chopping and cooking.
Everybody, he's fine. He's fine. He's just a little depressed because his clientele don't want duck ragu. They just want boiled liver. So he's fine. Come talk to him. He's chill.
Oh yeah.
Thump. He sears off the horse's leg and throws it to one side and continues to butcher the horse's rear end.
You didn't happen to ask what type of clientele he actually serves.
I talked about the Doppeldrake, and I didn't get there yet. I wanted to switch to common so you all could understand the conversation.
Oh yeah.
good sir. What
Yeah.
what clientele do you feed? Since you're not up to your normal standards.
I took a oath many years ago that if someone came into my restaurant, that I would feed them. If you go back far enough when King Dasmag ruled this land, I took much joy in keeping this place busy and humming. Sometimes we'd have upwards of 500 guests, and they would enjoy my food so much, and that brought me much pleasure. Things have changed since then, but my oath remains. I promise to feed the clientele that come into my establishment. As you all look at this disgusting stew that's in front of you. It says, but to answer your question,
Well,
the people who I serve lately, catering to their tastes, is Blister, Tyke, and Splinter. Though I haven't seen Tyke and Splinter for a while. Only Blister comes in. I'm not sure what's up with that. The matrons of malice, as they're known, I serve them. We had a talk once they took over, and they mercifully kept me alive, but they insist that I cook this type of meat. So the matrons of malice, the only Blister has visited me lately. And the Doppeldrake.
well, good sir.
Yes.
I don't mean to be ungrateful, but if I may speak in a little bit of a harsh turn, this slop will not suit us. Do you have anything that could show us why you are Ozar's teacher, his mentor? I mean, we've ate at Ozar's and it was splendid. We actually helped him out there. I was kind of his MC for his contest. Vander there helped in the kitchen, and Abgi there was security. And I helped as well.
No one has asked me that for some time. I tried it once, but let me try it again. And he shuffles over into the kitchen area over here. And you hear a thump as he falls to the floor. Not moving.
Oh. I'm gonna go check what happened.
Yep, I'll rush with him. Orion, we might need some assistance. He's passed out.
Ah, blasted Chaz.
Just jump on the table like I did. It's fine.
Okay, well, Abgi looks like you're first on the scene. Why don't you make a medicine check?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You remember the drow lady, whose name has temporarily escaped my mind, but whose name was Alanteria. Sorry, am I getting ahead of myself? Just a sec.
Oh, yeah. Elantaria. Yes, the druid lady.
Yes, in a similar way, actually, I'll forget I said something. Forget about that for the moment. He's bleeding out of his ears. He's not dead, but he's unconscious. It's like someone's just given an absolute smack on both ears and he's collapsed to the ground. And you see pathetically some fresh ingredients lying around him.
Avgi, is he cursed to not make good food?
Could be. I mean, something just happened to him when he, I think, grabbed fresh ingredients. So, could be the same as that druid earlier, I suppose. But he needs healing, I think.
I will burn
A half-orc?
I'll do.
Cure wounds. Okay. That was the druid's name, Alanteria, just to be clear. The half-orc cook, the healing energy takes him, and he stands up. It seems as freshness and me do not go together anymore. I apologize. It's just, I just can't. And he absentmindly runs his hands down his head and notices the blood, and he says, seems frustrated by it.
Well,
I
how
understand.
about this?
I'll help him out. Help him up.
Cool. Put out an arm, and he does a classic bro thing, like sports people bring it, and you pull him up to his feet. Yep.
And as I'm pulling him up,
Okay, let me just check something. And as your spell goes into him, and you feel the healing energies take as you cast Remove Curse on this creature, he says, "What was that? What did you do?"
curious. Try to take the fresh ingredients this time.
Make a persuasion check, Orion.
Man, I've been rolling like fire today.
He seems very hesitant and look, I would not want nothing more than to work with fresh ingredients again. But you saw what happened. It is just, I just can't. And when I try, I fall. I'm sorry, I can't cook you the meal that I promised.
We met this druid earlier. Do you know Elentaria, the guardian of the orchards?
We have quite a close relationship. Well, we did. She used to bring me the freshest of fruits for my desserts. I know her well.
Yes. And if you know what she's been up to lately, it was trying to destroy her own orchards. And we found out she was sort of magically compelled to do that. It was some spell named Gas or something. Gas. Orion here did the same magic on her that he just did on you. When he did so, Elentaria could begin to care for her orchard again. So that's what I think Orion just his magic just did for you. Yeah.
Is that true, Orion? Was that what you cast on me?
Yes. You experienced the same type of symptoms. And she was freed, which is why I was saying to maybe perhaps try this time. If you were to fall, I shall restore you to health.
Okay, I will try. And he puts down a little bit of olive oil in here. He takes some green onions, and with a very dexterous hand, he chops them into very fine pieces. And he drops these fresh green onions in the hot pan, and they start to sizzle and saute. And he says, my God. And then he ignores you guys completely, and he rushes over to some deer, a deer carcass that looks relatively fresh, and with a few flicks of his hands, he dices some pieces, and you begin to see the genius that is this cook. He is working with very, very limited ingredients. I mean, there's not much fresh stuff on hand, but he finds stuff. He goes outside, he grabs some grasses, and he puts together, and he makes this delicious, thick stew with deer meat inside it. And he finds some old rice, and the old rice looks relatively intact, because rice doesn't rot, it turns out, if you remove the wheat germ from it. So he finds rice, and he cooks up the rice expertly, and he makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plates. And all this time, if you're asking what he's doing, he just completely ignores you. He's in a trance. This is his passion, and Orion has returned it to him. And he hands you, very much in the zone, and he hands you a plate of food. Then he almost, then he comes and then acknowledges your existence, and he sprinkles salt on each of the stews and says, "It would be a grave, grave insult if you do not eat my food. Please enjoy."
This looks amazing.
And if you eat it,
Ah.
it isn't...
I'm gonna go get Adai and Vander as well. Brother! Adai! It's good food!
Medico.
In here! Oh, Medico, yeah!
Ah! Medico
This
scan.
will come at once.
Okay. Yeah, I feast.
No, not here.
Interesting.
He serves them over here in the dining room, and he gets rid of this rotting meat that's been left here. So I'll drag you all over there. There we go. You're somewhere over there in the fest hall, and this deer-based broth, the stew is, oh my goodness, quite possibly could be the best thing you've ever eaten. It is that good.
Now, this is what I'm talking about. No wonder you're Ozar's mentor.
Well, if you ever find yourself with old Ozar, tell him Rakash sends his regards.
Well, do you want to kind of travel with us in case the blister comes back and sees you made some primo food again? Just in case, we could kind of protect you.
That is a very tempting offer. I mean, if I am not here when they return, if I am not here when Mazuderet the Doppeldrank comes, it will arise to suspicion. And there's also the small matter of the third group that comes and samples my ware. They are... They're in... I hesitate to use these words because I believe kindness will end this curse, as the kindness you have shown me today. But these people are ugly. And I mean that in both senses of the word. Their appearance is odd. Some of their eyes are too close together. Some of their eyes are too far apart. Too far apart. Oh dear. Too far apart. And some of them, I can tell their one leg is significantly longer or shorter than the other. And their faces, the only thing I can compare it to is the face of the hags. They're just hideous. Have you ever met the hags?
their creation we have met. She's a piece of work. But I don't think we met the hags, no. Heard of
Well,
them.
Avgi, we might have, now that I think about it. Remember the Queen Dowager teleported out of that there conference room where we found Athena with the crown on it. I wonder if that was a hag. I mean, that was her mother.
That is true. Blister or Tyke or...
Blister, Tyke,
Because ever since she teleported, we haven't seen her ever again, even in the Shadow Fae with that dome and everything.
Well, Blister, as I said, all these residents look like Blister, and Blister is a... And he goes and gives a very accurate description of Blister. And this is the image that falls in your mind.
Cute.
So these creatures who visit me, they bear a resemblance to the... Once again, I don't like using this word, but the ugliness of the hags. And there's 50, 60 of them, and they come here sometimes. And they said they're ugly inside as well. Very mean, very malicious. And they live over to the east.
So you've met Princess Athena.
I do not know who this princess is. But there's some very ugly creatures, both in soul and appearance. You find them east of here in the village of Perfidy.
Avgi, should we show him Athena's head to see if he could tell if maybe one of the hags or is actually her mom?
Yeah. Open a box. Similar to this one.
Oh!
It's gonna hold up her head.
So you're asking him if Princess Athena bears a resemblance to Blister.
One of the
These people he's describing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a random roll. Aye there. There is a striking resemblance between that head that you have and it's weird. But I mean, Tyke is a much smaller member of the Matrons of Malice, just a short little thing. And he describes Tyke. And because I like this art, here is what Tyke looks like. And finally,
Oh, wow.
quite shorter than the other ones. And then there's Splinter, the tall, skinny one. What was I roll? And I mean, I don't know which. I mean, they're all not pleasant to look at, not traditionally beautiful. But if you told me one of them was the mother of this head that you show before me, I would say yes. Fucking put me back here! Ah! Princess Athena screams for a bit before you shove her back in the box.
I guess that makes sense, Avgi, since her father was fully human, so I guess she's only half human. And half who knows what.
Yeah. Could this... Is it a village of these people?
Yeah, Perfidy.
Could be like, well, I'm not sure how hags reproduce, but is it by doing it with mortal humanoids and the offspring ends up like that? It makes sense if that's Athena is the offspring of the previous king, and a hag. Or... But, what do you think, Gratian? Should we... I mean, if it's a full village, that's a potentially a lot of foot soldiers, like Maldresseret told us about we had to recruit, so that would get them out of the feast hall and cold in battle, I suppose.
That's true, it would. We could always use some more foot soldiers, as it is, per se.
Are they what he referred to as this refuge?
No, that wouldn't make sense, because the refuge would be for those loyal to King Dasmag. Yeah, I suppose we could ask him about that. Have you heard of a refuge where loyalists to the old monarch are banding together to resist the hags?
In names only. I know those who survived the massacre at the hands of the matrons, the massacre at the hands of House Astul. They're out there somewhere, but I do not know where. As you ponder your next move, as you have a nice meal for the first time in ages, I imagine just living on rations and bits and pieces. As you pause in King Dasmag's foothill, maybe to go to Perfidy, maybe Court of Amber, maybe the wineries, the vineyards, the stables. That will have to wait till next week, my friends, because my daughter's off early today, so I need to go grab her. Pick her up. So,
Yep.
All right.
See you later, gentlemen. Take care. We'll see you next week.
See you later.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Take care.
next
See you.
week.
Bye.
Bye now.